Hey everyone, welcome back to Critter Creator Studios. Today I'm going to do my version of the Fallen Lunatic, a minion from the Diablo 4 video game. Go ahead and get the armature together here. Alright, we're going to integrate some LEDs in here. I want to try and see if we can get some lights off this critter. This critter in the game's purpose is basically when you get close enough, it runs out of the shadows and runs up next to you. Starts glowing really bright and then blows up, causing damages to the player. Alright, here I'm going to secure everything with Super Sculpting light. Secure all the wires, start bulking it out, and then we'll get ready for doing the details. This is actually my second attempt. You can see the first attempt in the background there. The proportions didn't come out right, so that one's going to end up in the trash. Alright, doing the final adjustments for the lengths of the legs, and then we'll get those into position where we want them. Alright, going to work on the spine ridge here and get that in the center. That'll help me try and keep everything symmetrical. Now the texture I'm going to be using is like a cross hatching, kind of get throughout the entire body. Alright, this is going to be the lump on his back. We made this out of resin. Get this sanded down and then we'll get some UV resin on it to clear it up. Alright, let's get this super glued right over the top of the LED light. This will help diffuse the light out a little bit. Kind of wish we went with a little more solid color. Now we'll kind of blend it in with the skin and the rest of the body. Alright, we're going to get the chest bulked out and then we'll shape out some ribs. Alright, let's go ahead and texture this up. We're going to cover up a lot of that with some muscles and flesh. I'm brushing on the clay softener. That'll soften up the textures a little bit, kind of get rid of all the tool edges, any sharp edges, just make it blend in better. But every time I finish up a detail or add some bulk, I throw it in the oven and go ahead and harden it up. Keeps me from smashing all the detail and work that I've done. I'm going to start chipping away a little bit at this clay here. I got to get these wires lined up in the back so I can get them underneath the stand. And for the feet, I decided to go with the clove hoofs. And now with the head, I haven't quite figured out exactly what I'm going to do for the head. Bit of a challenge to figure out what I want to do for a head. I didn't want to go with the original look on the head, probably should have. Right now it's kind of bouncing between, looks like a lizard and a sloth. Just for the eyes, I went with a couple of steel ball bearings with the right size. Worked with this sculpt, and I stuck with the original color through the whole sculpt. Alright, well, I built this stand out of some wood that I had laying around. Get that in there. I wanted to make it high enough to stick the battery pack and run the wires underneath there. Alright, so originally I wanted to put some crystal formations in the background, so I thought these low-level ones would look really good. And I thought color red at the time would be a pretty good color, but I ended up changing it up. You'll see that further in the video. Alright, while we put those in the pressure pot and wait 8 hours for them to cure, we'll go ahead and paint the base, get that ready. As soon as I finish up painting with the hooves and the horns, I use a UV resin to give it that shine. Alright, I went with a bigger crystal here. I wanted a lighter color, so we went with a pearly white mica powder. Alright, let's go ahead and put some hair on this guy. Now the way I attach this is I'm using the UV resin. It gives me a lot more control. Trying to use super glue, start sticking to your tools and whatever you're trying to apply, that really starts getting messy, and then you're in a race for time. UV resin gives me plenty of flexibility for that. Alright, let's get this crystal drilled out and get that LED placed up into it nice and secure, and then we're going to place it on the base. Alright, here we're going to use some sand and then PVA glue mixed in. We're going to also get some water into it, and I want it really kind of soupy so it's kind of easy to spread around. Well, then I got the great idea. I should go ahead and add some stripes on there because the brown just kind of looked plain. So it made it a little more difficult now that it's been all attached to the base and stuff. But we got some stripes onto it, give them more detail. We're going to go ahead and finish up everything here, and then let's get it on display.